Welcome. I'm Kristen O'Donnell, and this is a Hatha practice for stress relief and joint health. Whenever you're ready, finding a seated shape. And if you'd like, maybe closing your eyes or keeping a soft gaze in front of you. Starting by taking a few moments to notice your breath. Maybe noticing your inhales and exhales. You might start to notice your body moving with your breath. Maybe noticing if your chest rises and falls, your abdomen expands and contracts, or maybe your arms and legs move involuntarily with your breathing. Taking a few moments to notice your body, to notice your breathing, and allowing yourself some time to check in with your body. In your own time. Whenever you're ready, maybe slowly starting to walk your hands forward into a forward fold. You might keep your back tall and straight, or you might choose to curve your lower back, maybe bringing your head down towards the ground. Finding a place to pause for a few moments. And in your own time, maybe walking yourself back to center. If you'd like, you might extend both of your legs out in a wide-legged stance. And once again, if you'd like, maybe starting to come into that forward fold, maybe walking your hands forward, keeping your back tall, or maybe curving your lower back and bringing your head down towards the floor. In your own time, maybe walking your hands back to seated in your own time. Starting to bring your upper body to face one of your legs to start. And maybe inhaling, arms come up overhead. Maybe on your exhale, folding your hands over your leg, letting them fall on your upper or lower leg, or maybe reaching for your toes. If this does not feel right in your body, you can always bend your opposite leg. That might feel a little bit more accessible to you. Taking a few moments on this side of the shape. And in your own time, maybe slowly walking back to seated. If you did bend your knee, extending that out once again, and facing your upper body to your opposite leg. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling, folding over your legs, letting your hands fall on your upper or lower legs or your feet. And if this does not feel accessible to you, you can start to bend your opposite leg. That might make it a little bit more available in your body. Taking a few moments on this side of the shape. And in your own time, starting to come back to center. Extending both legs out in front of you and eventually bringing both feet to meet each other in front of your body. If you'd like, bending one knee and possibly staying here, or you might choose to cross that leg over the leg that's long. So if it's your right leg that's bent, you might reach your right arm behind your back, moving your upper body to twist to the right side. Left hand can wrap around your right knee. And taking a few moments on this side of the shape. In your own time, coming back to center, straightening that right knee, if it was your right knee, and moving into the other side, maybe bending your left knee, keeping your foot resting on the mat, or maybe bringing that leg to cross over the right leg. Reaching your left hand behind your back, right arm can rest around your left knee, and maybe bringing your upper body to face the left side of your body. Taking a few moments on this side of the shape. And in your own time, coming back to center, extending both legs out in front of you, and finding your way to bring your hands and knees to the mat. If you need to cushion your wrists or your knees, feel free to grab a blanket or a cushion in order to do so. And finding a few moments in this shape, breathing into your table shape for a few breaths. Relaxing your shoulders, keeping your gaze down at the mat. And in your own time, maybe bringing one foot and then the other to the mat, finding your way to a forward fold. You might choose to pause in this shape, maybe bringing your opposite hand to opposite elbow, maybe rocking from side to side, taking a few moments to move or be still in your forward fold. And whenever you're ready, maybe releasing your hands down and slowly rolling yourself up to standing. Maybe bringing your head up last. And in your standing shape, maybe taking a moment to notice how you're standing and how it feels in your body. Making sure your feet are hip width apart. And you might choose to rock from the balls of your feet to your heels, back and forth a few times, finding that standing shape that feels right for you. And in your own time, coming back to center. And maybe reaching the arms up overhead. We'll do this a few times, raising the arms up and lowering them back down by your sides. Maybe inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, palms facing down, lowering your hands down by your sides. One more time, inhale, arms up. And exhale, back down. Whenever you're ready, maybe moving your wrists in circles. Noticing how that feels in your body. And then letting that go. Maybe bringing both arms out in front of your body, keeping your palms wide, and then bringing your hands into fists. Widening your hands out, fingers outstretched, and hands come back into fists. Bringing the hands out, and hands come back into fists. One more time, extending out, and hands come back into fists. Letting that go in your own time. And next we'll do a few shapes with a wall. So if you have a wall handy, you can feel free to find that wall whenever you're ready. I'm going to show you first on my mat what this might look like. And if you don't have a wall, you can do this the way that I'm showing you. So to start, we're going to find our pyramid shape. We'll bring the right leg forward. Left leg comes back behind you. You can gauge how big or how small your stance might be. And arms raise up overhead. So you might say here, if you have found a wall for this shape, you're gonna face the wall. That right foot comes up to the wall and both hands resting on the wall. So finding that shape on your wall or finding it in space, taking a few moments in this shape. And whenever you're ready, lowering your hands down, walking both feet in towards each other, and we'll find our way to the other side. This time, the left leg comes forward, right leg comes back, and arms reach up overhead. And if you're in front of the wall, bringing your right foot to the wall, hands rest on the wall. Taking a few breaths in this shape. Relaxing your shoulders. And in your own time, lowering your hands down, bringing both feet in towards each other. We'll find our way to a runner's lunge / warrior one. So again, bringing your right leg forward and maybe starting with the left heel up off the floor. Arms again are in front of you. So if you have a wall, your right foot is going to be up against the wall. Hands are on the wall. And in this shape, I'm going to show you from the side without the wall, but feel free to use the wall if you have one. That left heel is up off the floor, and then it slowly lowers back down. The front knee is bent, left heel raises up and back down. And one more time, left heel raises up and back down. And then lowering your hands, bringing both feet back in towards each other. And finding your way to the other side. This time the left foot's forward, right foot's back, keeping the right heel up off the floor. Bending the left knee, keeping it in line with your ankle. Arms are up overhead. So again, if you have that wall, bringing your left foot to the wall, hands are on the wall as well. And then in your own time, lowering the right heel down and raising it back up. Lowering the right heel down and raising it back up. And once more, lowering the right heel down and raising it back up. Letting go of this, bringing your hands down, feet come to meet each other once again. One more shape with the wall. We'll find our chair shape. So if you're not using a wall, feet might be hip width apart. Arms might be overhead, bending your knees, sitting your hips back, and maybe pausing in this shape. Hands can also be at your hips if you'd like. If you're on the wall, your back is against the wall. And then you start to bend your knees into that chair shape. So you almost are sitting in a chair against the wall. And from here, maybe pausing, or you might lift the heels up and back down, maybe doing that a few times. If you don't have a wall and you have decent balance, you might choose to lift the heels up and back down in this shape. But if that feels too wobbly, feel free to just pause in your chair shape, maybe experimenting with bending and straightening your knees a few times. Whenever you're ready, letting all of that go, straightening your legs, coming back away from the wall if you were using the wall. And we'll find our way back down to the floor, this time coming down to lie on our backs. Finding your way to the floor in your own time, whatever way feels best for you. And then finding your way to lie down on the floor. Knees can be bent or straight. And in your own time, maybe lifting your right leg up towards the ceiling. If you'd like, you can bring your hands behind your right leg, or hands can stay on the mat. Taking a pause in this shape. If your left knee is bent, maybe extending it down, pausing for a few more moments, and then maybe bringing that right leg over to the left side of your body, only letting it go as far as feels right for you, and then coming back up, and then lowering it back down to the floor. Maybe having your knees bent or straight, lifting your left leg up overhead. Maybe hands come behind the left leg or not. Taking a few moments in this shape. And then if your right knee is bent, you might straighten it, maybe pausing in this shape for another moment or two, and then bringing that left leg over to the right side, bringing it as far over the right side of your body as feels okay for you. Then making your way back to center and lowering the left leg back down to meet the right. And then option in this shape, you might bring the bottoms of your feet together into bound angle as you're lying on your mat. Maybe pausing in this shape for a few breaths. And then whenever you're ready, maybe finding your way to your resting shape, either staying in this shape, or you might start to extend your legs long down your body, down your mat. Finding your way to close your eyes or keep a soft gaze in front of you if you'd like. And maybe choosing to bring your attention back to your breathing. Noticing your breath. Noticing how your body might be resting in this shape. Noticing what parts of your body might be resting on the floor and what parts might not be touching the floor at all. Allowing yourself to pause in your resting shape for as long as you might like. Whenever you're ready, maybe slowly starting to bring some small movements into your body. You might wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe moving your wrists and ankles in circles. Another choice could be to bring your arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And in your own time, maybe finding your way back to seated. Maybe you start by rolling to one side and then starting to move yourself back to seated in your own time. Thank you for joining me for this practice. If you'd like, you can bring your palms touching in front of your chest. Namaste.